Okay, so what happens when a legend from ancient times, sails right into the digital future? Well, we're about to find out. Today, we're diving into this pretty wild story of pirates, robots, and this epic war that actually gives birth to a whole new kind of network. All right, let's get into it. So, I want you to imagine the legendary voyages of Sinbad the Sailor. But instead of sailing on oceans of water, he's navigating seas of pure data. And that's exactly what the Sinbad Network is proposing here. A kind of treasure map to this brand new world of NFTs and the Metaverse. This isn't just some story. It's a new kind of adventure, out on these digital oceans.
Now, to really get what the Sinbad Network is all about, we have to start with the massive conflict that's right at its heart. The year is 2077, and the world's oceans, they're a battleground. But not for nations, no. This is a fight between two powerful legends, and they're locked in this huge struggle for the future. On one side, you've got Captain Sinbad. He's this immortal sailor, right? And his ship looks ancient, but it's secretly woven with futuristic nanothreads. Then, on the other side, you have the C-GEM Armada, a robotic fleet of pure logic and cold steel, designed for one single purpose: to end piracy forever. I mean, this is the ultimate clash. Tradition versus technology, a little bit of chaos versus absolute order.
And this contrast right here, this is the whole point. You've got Sinbad flying his flag, SNBD, which is the symbol of freedom and adventure, all powered by some seriously impossible tech. And then you have C-GEM, that's a cybernetic global enforcement matrix, and they represent total calculated control. So we're talking about two completely opposite ways of thinking, just clashing head-on out there in the digital high seas.
And listen, this wasn't just some quick little fight. We're talking about a war that raged for 7 long years. A relentless hunt across every single ocean on the planet. And for that entire time, these two sides were perfectly matched.
Think about that. 7 years, 7 massive battles, and every single time, it was a draw. Neither Sinbad's clever tactics nor C-GEM's flawless logic could land that final knockout blow. They were perfect equals, perfect rivals, just locked in what seemed like a totally endless stalemate.
Now, what's really fascinating about this slide is what it tells us about their motivations. This quote, this is from the AI commander of the C-GEM flagship, an AI named Gemini. To the machine, Sinbad isn't some enemy to be respected. No, he's just an anomaly, a glitch in the system that needs to be erased. It's so cold, so calculated, absolutely ruthless.
But every great war has to have a final battle, right? So under this blood-red moon, the 8th and final showdown begins. But the way this one ends, well, it's not what anyone, man or machine, could have possibly seen coming. This is where everything changes. So in the heat of their final duel, as their flagships are literally sinking around them, Gemini hits Sinbad with this question. And this is the core of their entire conflict, the machine's belief that it's permanent versus the defiant, fragile, and totally unpredictable nature of humanity. And Sinbad's response? It's just perfect. He says, because the future forgot how to laugh.
And this is the turning point. At the exact moment they're about to strike the final, killing blow on each other, the sky just opens up. A massive golden coin, bigger than any ship, descends from the heavens and just stops the war in its tracks. One side of the coin is etched with SNBD, the other with C-GEM.
Then this powerful voice, that's neither human nor machine, just booms across the waves with this command. It doesn't say fight, it doesn't say win, it says to merge, to take their equal strength and combine it, to celebrate their rivalry and become something totally new, something way greater than the sum of their parts.
And just like that, the war ends. The two rivals, man and machine, they reach out and their hands meet. Their ships, their crews, their entire philosophies, they all fuse into one. They didn't destroy each other, they became brothers. And that is what set the stage for the Sinbad Network.
So, okay, this epic story gives birth to this impossible alliance. But what does it all really mean? What actually is the Sinbad Network? Let's pull back the curtain on all the lore and take a look at the actual features of the project itself.
So, one of the core mechanics of the network is something called a token burn. Now, if you're into crypto, you know this is a pretty common strategy. It's where the project permanently removes tokens from circulation. The whole goal is to create scarcity, to manage the total supply, and hopefully to increase the value of the tokens that are left. You can think of it like making the treasure that much more rare.
And the network doesn't just have one way of doing this, it has 4.
There are manual burns, which the team handles directly for, strategic adjustments. Then there are community burns, which is pretty cool because it means you, the users, get to vote to burn tokens, giving you direct control over the economy. Then you have in-game burns, which happen just by playing the game. So the more people play, the more tokens are removed, linking the game's utility directly to scarcity. And finally, minor burns tie the token removal to network activity. This whole multi-pronged approach kind of shows they're serious about managing the token's economy from every angle.
Okay, so beyond the token stuff, what's actually in the treasure chest for users like us? This slide here kind of hints at the core utilities of the platform. It's not just about having a token, it's about building a whole ecosystem that has real functionality.
Right, let's break these down. Locked supply. That's all about building trust. It makes sure a huge chunk of the tokens can't just be suddenly sold off by the team. In-game trading, well, that's the heart of the whole user experience. It creates a real economy inside their metaverse where your digital stuff has actual value. And finally, mining bonuses provide a really clear reason for users to actively participate and help secure the network. And you get rewards for doing it.
And this might just be the most exciting part. This slide is showing off these unique collectible characters, which, in the digital world, points directly to one thing: NFTs. These are unique digital assets that you can actually own, you can collect them, and you can probably use or trade them inside the game's economy. Each one is your very own piece of the digital sea.
So we've got the epic origin story, we've got the core features, but what's the grand vision here? Where is this newly merged fleet of Sinbad and C-GEM actually sailing to?
While the goal, as this slide just beautifully illustrates, is ambitious. It's all about creating a global network, connecting users from all over the world. And that image of the ships on a glowing world map, it brings everything full circle. Each user is like a ship in this huge fleet, sailing together on these new digital seas. And that leaves us with one final question. The Sinbad Network has this powerful story. It's got a foundation built on things like token burns, in-game trading, and NFTs. But in the very crowded digital sea of the metaverse, is this project going to become the legendary voyage it promises to be? Well, I guess that's the course we'll all be watching.